Hi guys, Piotr here, this is LiteFinance Global YouTube channel. It's my pleasure to be with you again, as usual. Well, very often we are discussing the price action, the possibility to trade the setups based on the price action. As you know, for myself, I do prefer a very clean chart with the horizontal lines. Sometimes I'm trying to filter using different things, and you keep asking, guys, what kind of the filters are the best. Well, again, I have to say it's all about yourself, what kind of the trader you are, what is suitable for yourself. When it comes to the intraday price action, intraday trading, today we are going to try to discuss one of the filters I personally think might be very useful for you. Again, you have to do your own research, you have to do your own homework before applying this filter. It's quite easy to apply. It's going to work on the confluence if we have possible supply, possible demand in relation to that particular indicator. Then there is a possibility to try to set up the trade. So what we are talking about, what we are going to talk about today, what kind of the magic indicator it is, it's not the magic, it's not the holy grail, it's a VYP, volume weighted average price, right? That's how it looks on the chart. We are going to get back into that in a second. First thing first, let's check the definition based on the Investopedia. All right, based on the Investopedia, volume weighted average price, VWAP. The volume weighted average price is the technical analysis indicator used on intraday charts. That's what I mentioned before, used on intraday charts. That also going to be one of the limitations of that indicator, right? And what is most important, that resets at the start of every new trading session. I'm going to provide the hint, right? How can you try to use what has happened the day before also as a possible trading setup. It's a trading benchmark that represents the average price a security has traded throughout the day based on both volume and price. So that's quite important because it's gonna work better. Of course, the indicator is going to work better or even good when there is the instrument where the volume is readable, right? Meaning that the FX spot it might not work the best way on the FX spot, right? It might work on the FX futures, for example, right? But then shares, commodities, cryptos, that's what I think the indicator is going to work best. VWAP is important because it provides traders with pricing insight into both the trend and value of the securities. I strongly encourage you not to go through the whole definition. I strongly encourage you to visit Investopedia and go through the definition here. So without a further delay, let's jump straight and check what we have when it comes to the chart. That's the daily chart of the Bitcoin. And what we have here, as you can see, the green lines represent some kind of the demand and supply. Why those lines are here? Or because I prepared myself before I started to record. Because of, for example, here, because of the upside break. So as you can see, the retest work fine based only on this trend line. That's the supply possible because of the previous move higher, and as you can see, it's working fine here. These levels around 29.50 been tested quite a few times, work fine. So that's why we have these lines here when it comes to the daily chart. Let's switch lower. Before we switch lower, let's have a look, because you are not going to be surprised. There are two lines based on the monthly, the red lines, and let's switch to the intraday. Let's switch to hourly chart. Let's place a few lines, Magneta this time. Why those lines are here? Just, you know, just to avoid the comments that, okay, he put the lines because it was good from the VWAP indicator. The line, the lower line is here because of this few touches over here. That was the level around 19,500. We were reacting this level, right? And the same with the higher level, where I thought from the intraday perspective, if we are below, it could work as a supply. If we are above, it could work as a demand, right? So that's why we have this line over here. So let's switch because VWAP the best intraday trading. Let's switch to 15-minute chart and let's have a look what we have here. I have to make it because well, I was trying to make it visible for yourself, right? So in that case, let's have a look what we have. As you can see, especially when we were trading below, right? When we were trading below this first intraday supply, all right? Especially with the trend to the downside, whenever we've seen the move higher, as you can see, the line and the VWAP indicator, when there was a confluence, we were very close each other. It used to work as the supply zone, right? Strong sell-off, okay? Now, the lower, it was similar situation, right? As you can see, we have line, possible, while we are below possible supply line, and we have the indicator. Price, we're trying to attack these levels, rejection, all right? Price being rejected. For quite a few times, especially during the consolidation phase over here, it worked well as well, but I would be very careful during the consolidation period, plenty of possible fake outs. But this one here, the fake attempt to go higher with the rejection worked very well. So overall, what it's all about is that if you have horizontal line, doesn't matter, supply, demand, depends on the direction. And if you have the VWAP level, one of the band, very close to that horizontal line, in case of the supply, that could work well as a supply. In case of the demand, when the price is coming to that level from the high, it could work well as a demand. What we have here is a standard line over here, and we have deviations 1 and 2, right? So that's the setup I have on the chart over here. As you can see, it wasn't surprised that we've seen another attempt to rally where the line and the VWAP band are talking together, I would say. We have a confluence, and as you can see, we've seen another strong rejection. So from intraday perspective, this VWAP chart could be your answer when it comes to the filter. So, well, you are keep asking, and I'm trying to keep answering your questions. So VWAP from the intraday perspective could be your indicator as a filter when you are trying to trade price action, pure price action, and trying to filter out some possible bad trades. Also, I've mentioned that I'm going to give you a hint. If there is a strong trend to the downside or to the upside, because it's a time sensitive, meaning that it's reset at the beginning of the new day, the VWAP, right? That's what the definition is saying. Meaning, as you can see here, we might have some kind of the gaps very very often we are going to, unless it's been consolidated all day, we might not see them. But anyway, if that's the case, if you have a gap, then if we are going lower, right, I would say that the mid line from the previous days, you have to be very careful, of course, you have to work with the lines, but if that was the move to the downside, and if that was the distance of the VWAP done during the day, and you are seeing the pullback, so 50% up to 100%, it's gonna be your watching zone as well. So that's how we are watching normal candles, right? If there is a big candle to the downside, then once it's we have the reaction to the opposite side down by 50% or more, that's when we are trying to start to watch the prices. With that being said, guys, if you have any questions, please leave the question in the comment section. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. It was my pleasure to provide this information for you. Stay safe. Wish you great next trading session. Thank you very much. Take care. Goodbye. See you around.